We're continuing with a literary theme today. Coming up next Tuesday, the 8th of June, the Melbourne Jewish Book Week. They're having a fabulous gala event featuring 8 Australian and international guests performing commissioned original pieces on the theme, Fake It Till You Make It. Guests include Josh Cohen from the UK, Deborah Conway, Andrea Goldsmith and Elise Hurst. And we have with us this evening on L'Chaim, the host of the gala, Ginger Gorman. Ginger, welcome to L'Chaim.
Thank you, Maurice, and lovely to see you as well, George. Look, this event has just brought me alive intellectually and filled my heart. It was meant to be in May last year, and of course, you know, like everything else around the world, it was cancelled, the live event. And then Nick from Melbourne Jewish Book Week said to me, did I want to host it online? And I've never done anything quite like this. Obviously, I've been in the media for more than 20 years, but what they did was ask this incredible suite of guests, including people like Deborah Conway, as you've said, Josh Cohen, Andrea Goldsmith, you know, people that I have really admired my whole life. I've read their books. I've listened to Deborah's music. They were given this theme and just told to run away with it, basically. And so all these different artists, including myself, had to respond to this theme, write a piece and read it. And honestly, it's just such a joy to get such creative, brilliant people responding to something like this. And the pieces are so different, I can't tell you. Like Sam Dooker-Jones, young sculptor and poet from New Zealand, his poetry piece was just gorgeous. I almost forgot to come back on afterwards because I was so gobsmacked.
Now, are you involved with the Jewish Book Week on a regular basis, or you're the special host for this gala?
No, and it's funny, Maurice, I actually said to them when they first contacted me, I'm a fake Jew, you know, because I wasn't brought up Jewish. My mum's family, like so many families, fled the Holocaust and settled in England. And so I wasn't brought up Jewish. So I was actually quite gobsmacked when they first contacted me to do a separate book chats program with them. And I just loved the team. I loved the work that they were doing. And so, yeah, I got in that way. I did an interview with them a while ago about my own book, Troll Hunting. And Nick and I, just the director, we hit it off, and he asked me then to host this event.
Now, who came up with the theme? Fake it till you make it.
They did. They've got a really creative programming team. And I loved it straight away because I don't know about either of you, but I'm someone who's certainly suffered from imposter syndrome all my life. And so that's what I wrote my piece about, suffering from imposter syndrome and trying to work with it.
Fake it till you make it conjures up many thoughts and visions. Is it a la Meg Ryan and Billy Crystal in that infamous or famous little clip?
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. There's everything in here. There's sex, there's politics, there's deception. Andrea Goldsmith wrote this amazing piece where she envisaged a fake room where all these people who are faking it, including Donald Trump and our own Prime Minister, were in the fake room interacting. Josh Cohen reflected very deeply on a moment in his own life where he felt he was being an overbearing male, very much related to the stuff that's going on at the moment in the Me Too movement. Deborah Conway wrote a beautiful speech, really, and she sang a song for us. They're so different. It's really like going on a creative journey with all these brilliant minds, really, and hopefully it will feel like it's transporting you. We know that Melbourne is in lockdown again, and obviously that's very stressful for people. That's very hard. And if you just book in online, just go to the Melbourne Jewish Book Week website. So it's melbournejewishbookweek.com.au and book yourself a ticket, and hopefully you'll be transported for an hour and a half or so.
So it's diverse, eclectic, something for everybody.
It is, and it made me laugh a lot as well, which I think we all need at the moment, you know.
And you're hosting, going to be providing your own fakeness?
Yeah, so what we've done is, because everybody was in different time zones, Melbourne Jewish Book Week has never done anything like this before. We recorded individually with each person, and I'm hosting each piece. And then I myself wrote a piece which is presented at the start. And I reflect very deeply on my own imposter syndrome and why we have imposter syndrome, whether it can help us and so forth. And then we hear from our other guests, and we wrap up with a beautiful song that Deborah has recorded live for us.
So this was scheduled to take place last year, but as was the case with just about everything down under and the rest of the world,
yes,
it had to be cancelled.
Absolutely.
They've carried it over. When did you start preparing for it?
We've been working. Look, I've been talking with each of the guests on email for 3 or 4 months or so. And look, that's been interesting in itself, you know, chatting with all these great literary minds. And we recorded most of it a couple of months ago, and we've got an incredible editor who's been working on it, and it's just come together in this really special way. And so it's been broadcast as live, but obviously we've pre-recorded it, and I'm really glad now, because of Melbourne being in lockdown again, that everyone can still attend even though it's not a live event.
Yes, maybe somewhat fortuitous.
I think so. Maurice, have you ever had imposter syndrome yourself?
Which syndrome?
Imposter syndrome, they call it.
Imposter syndrome. Well, permanently.
Well, the statistics I read were that 85% of us have experienced it at some point in our lives.
Ginger.
Yes.
This interview is not going to be broadcast. It's fake.
It sure is. We're just faking it till we make it.
Absolutely. Ginger Gorman, host of next week's Melbourne Jewish Book Week Gala event. Fake it till you make it. I want to thank you for joining us on L'chaim, and I'll be clicking on. So that's the Melbourne Jewish Book Week Gala event. Fake it till you make it. A night of storytelling and fakery. Tuesday, the 8th of June, next week, online at 7:30 to 9:30 p.m. Please register at www.melbournejewishbookweek.com.au. Keep faking it